All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm gonna go over some gear, some drone stuff to be exact. I got some of it right here, another one in this bag here. I am gonna be going over 2 drones that I own. Starting off, this first drone I've had since like 2015, 2014. After looking it up, the Phantom 4 actually came out in November of 2016, and this is the earliest footage I could find of mine from February of 2017. This is the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. This was my first drone and really my only drone up until very recently. I don't believe you can buy the Phantom at all. Well, at the point of recording this, I don't think you can buy any drones on DJI website, like directly from DJI, because of laws and regulations and stuff that are happening. So I'm just going into what I have. I'm gonna put this in the same category as the Mavic. Obviously, I know they're gonna be better than this one in certain aspects, but this camera has just been working for me, so there's been no reason to upgrade. I have thought about upgrading, but this one's been working. Phantom 4 Pro. Very, very unique. Everyone knows this design. The other drone that I just recently got last year, maybe I've had it for about a year now, is the DJI Avata, which is the FPV drone, and I will go into this as well. First of all, specs. Phantom 4 features a 20 megapixel 1-inch CMOS sensor, high quality video photo, maximum flight time about 30 minutes, can do 4K at 60. I have only ever crashed this thing once, and that was when I flying it with like one of those like follow settings. It was one of the first ones that came to this. Here's the controller where you'd put a phone. Very, very chunky controller compared to some of the ones that are around nowadays. It has obviously the bottom sensors. Here is the battery. I've only ever had one battery for this. That's all I've ever needed. Propellers in here have a couple extras. Charger, phone. This is my old Google Pixel 4. This phone is probably like 6, 7 years old, 5 years old. I don't know exactly, but DJI stopped updating. I don't know what the exact terms are for this, but they stopped putting out updates for this. So on my new phone, like this is the Pixel 8 Plus, I cannot plug this phone in to here with the DJI app. It won't work. The firmware is too new for this camera, this drone, but this phone just doesn't get updated, and this is just used for this drone. So that's why it stays in here. The propellers are detachable compared to some of the newer ones. So you would take this out, line the silver. If you notice, this has like a silver ring to it. So this has a black ring. This one here, this one has the silver ring. You line that up with the drone. If you look here, this one doesn't have dots, so that would be the silver, versus this one does have like little black dots there. So you'd put the black ring on that one, and you would just clip it and spin this little silver part here, and you got your propeller, and then the silver, and you got your 2 propellers there. Obviously you would do 2 more. This drone does everything I needed to. The only time I had an issue, like I said in the intro, I did one of those, my buddy was driving a car, I selected his car and let the drone follow, but then he like backed up and took on a dirt road, and the drone tried to like sweep around and like keep its distance, and then it hit a tree and crashed. I have a broken propeller from that day. That is the only time this drone has crashed. This drone has done everything for me that I can. Obviously I have it properly, well, it's not insured, but like all the proper regulations and stuff. So it has a little code here that I vinyl cut, put on there. That's my Phantom 4 Pro. This is my cinematic drone, as I say. Cinematic does all my like, when I used to do weddings, it does like those shots, like the very like slow, super cinematic looking shots. Jumping into the Avata. This I just bought like last year, like I said. Wanted to get into FPV. I've only flown this thing like maybe 10 times. This features a 12 megapixel camera with 155 degree FOV, 4K at 60, on a 1.7 inch CMOS sensor, 18 minutes of flight time, and it does have 20 gigs of internal storage, which is nice because there's been once or twice where I have forgot to put a memory card in here because the memory card slot's like inside of this propeller. Here goes. You have to like pop this thing open here and drop it in. Batteries, I actually have 3 batteries for this. They last anywhere. This, what did that say, 18 minutes max? I'd say 15-ish, but that's more than enough. Obviously I have the trickle charger here. I think that's what it's called. So I have all 3 of them on there. So it charges all 3 of them, but then this would just slide in. So you have obviously the battery spot, slide that in, it does a little click, and then you plug the battery in, and now you have a Avata. You take the little camera cover off and you're good to go. This drone flies with either a handle, like a motion controller. I bought this, the Pro controller. I don't remember which one this is. This is the FPV Remote Controller 2. I think there's another one, but this just makes it feel more like that Phantom controller. It's still different, definitely. I'm trying to get used to flying it with like the fingertips here, which is the thing that you learn flying FPV versus with your thumbs. It's how I fly the Phantom. I'm still learning. You're very new at the FPV droning. You also have the goggle that you have to wear when you fly the FPV. There's the goggles, you put that on. I usually wear it with a hat just to hold it. I want to get a better setup here. Working on still kind of building out this drone. I did buy like a foam ring here, found that I cut it and put just the bottoms in. I just found that works for me. It does have like a cover. You don't want the lenses to be there to get sunlight in there. So there's the actual inside. And then it has like the little touch on the side, which does menus on the inside of the drone settings. The Avata is not the easiest thing to fly. My problem, which maybe some people run into this, I'm so used to flying the Phantom or Mavic. I have flown some Mavics, I just don't own one. Like a cinematic style drone versus the FPV style drone. So I still try to fly this drone as like a cinematic style, which it doesn't have as much stability because it's made to like go fast and like kind of get more of that zippy, what do you want to call it? I did end up buying, this isn't even open yet, Master Air Screw 4 blades for the Avata, just because based on some of the reviews, it seems controls better. These come with 5 blades, as you see there. So I still have to swap those over. I've never flown the Avata. I've never flown any FPV. That's the first FPV I have ever. The newest drone on the market would be the DJI Mavic 4 Pro, which has 3 lens, which is probably the next drone I'd want to get, but it's also very expensive. So I think I paid brand new $1,200 to $1,500 for this drone. I got the Avata secondhand. I paid about $700 for this with everything, controller, all that stuff, because this controller comes separately. The newest, the Avata, or that Mavic 4 Pro, that can do up to 6K video, triple camera system with Hasselblad, just a bunch of stuff. You're looking at like $3.5 grand. So as much as my FX3 that I just got, like, would love to get it. And the Phantom 4 works for me. It does have like a little workaround to get it to work. If you guys want me to go into details on the drones, I definitely can, on like how I plug them in. The Avata is pretty straightforward with the headset. If you know the Avata or the FPV stuff, you understand that. Phantom 4 is a little different. If you want me to go into the details on how I really run that, I can. I'm not going to, but I can if you want me to in another video. Here are some shots from my Phantom 4 Pro and the Avata. If you guys want to see more details on the Phantom or whatever drone stuff, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys later.